Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me inform you that the European Union in 2010 pledged support for the establishment of the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA, at a now apparently historical meeting in Brussels, Belgium. At that meeting were the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis and the lead CARICOM head of Government for Human Resource Development, Health and HIV/AIDS, now former CARICOM Secretary General Sir Edwin Carrington, and then Assistant Secretary General Dr. Edward Green. From our European side, European Commissioner for Development, Mr. Andris Piebalgs, was representing the EU at that meeting, and he has commended CARICOM for conceiving and implementing an integrated regional health facility that will not only maximize the effective delivery and sharing of services, but would also be a true example of how regional integration could function more efficiently through the rationalizations of its resources. The European Union is particularly proud to contribute to a unique experience where a grouping of 15, I'm still not sure if Montserrat is inside, if it's 14 plus 1, anyway, it's CARICOM, 14 or 15 countries decide to optimize the use of their resources in order to provide a single structure with a comprehensive mandate in addressing the public health needs of the wider Caribbean region. To our knowledge, there is no other similar initiative in the world in the health sector, not even in the EU itself. Nevertheless, the EU has quite an experience in such and similar endeavors and is well aware of the challenges and difficulties which are linked to integrating different cultures, different management styles and different ways of working into one single organization. As you know, we just became 28 yesterday with the accession of Croatia. It's almost the double of CARICOM, so you imagine the challenges then. For all those reasons, and although our contribution in the overall setting up of CARPHA is modest, equivalent to 1.5 million euros, something close to 4% of the total budget, it was essential for us to participate in this collective effort in terms of regional integration to the benefit of Caribbean population's health. As we are targeting our financial support to CARPHA towards the establishment of integrated management systems and of human resource transition procedures, I believe that this should help CARPHA to reach the objective of creating its own identity, its own culture, and maybe someday to foster a single Caribbean public health policy. People living together longer, children celebrating more birthdays, and fewer families falling into poverty due to illness are just a few of the outstanding results that can be achieved through CARPHA. From well-defined health benefits packages to reforms of public health services provisions, there is not one single model for attaining universal health coverage. Approaches can vary from country to country, but ensuring that quality coverage reaches the region's poorest and excluded populations has to be the shared focus. Whatever paths are chosen, universal health coverage is the key to prevent people from falling into poverty due to illness and to give everyone the opportunity to live healthier, more productive lives. As I have this opportunity to be again in this beautiful country, let me share some of the thoughts and make some more remarks related to Trinidad. Before I close, I would like to express the gratitude to be able to hear again in this beautiful country of Cashon Walcott, the country with the second longest track of the Caribbean speaking independence track, The country that should be and is actually kind of one of the economic tigers of the region. Some people say that the Europeans are somehow genetically programmed for integration. Maybe my colleague, member states ambassadors would confirm or not. In that case, we believe in Brussels that there should be an equivalent of Brussels in the Caribbean. That should be probably Georgetown as the seat of CARICOM. But if there is an equivalent of forces, of drives of regional integration like we have, for example, Germany in Europe, then we strongly believe that it's definitely Trinidad and Tobago. This is what I wanted to tell. Thank you. Before closing, I would like to thank both teams of Mr. Hospedales and my colleagues at the delegation represented here today by Mr. Roberts for preparing this, because sometimes the European envelopes are attractive, but the procedures are sometimes cumbersome. I see that Mr. Prime Minister is coming, so before that, let me comment again Mr. Secretary General of CARICOM, because I think that this is kind of leader engines, as Mr. Carrington used to be, that Caribbean needs to push the integration forward. I wish Trinidad and Tobago successful chairmanship of CARICOM in the upcoming semester. Thank you very much.